Hi, welcome to another episode of Women Becoming the Best. My name's Rona and I'm here at the Self Help Hub for Women. Today we have a spectacular guest on. She's a transformational coach, which she's doing wonders with women she works with, but she's also got a podcast called The Fierce Feminine Rising. And you know what? I can say no justice. I can give it no justice. So I'm going to let you go over to Ore and go over to the interview with Ore. Let's move over. Hello, Ore. Welcome to the Self Help Hub for Women.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
No problem, no problem. Now, Ore, before we start, just start us off with a little bit about yourself, a little bit about your background. Take it away.
Sure. Okay, so my name is Oraya and I'm a psychologist and transformational coach and also the host of a podcast called The Fierce Feminine Rising.
Okay. And what does that mean in essence to your transformational coaching? What is that about?
A great question. So to be honest, like sometimes I hesitate to call myself a coach because I just feel like almost everyone and anyone calls themselves a coach nowadays. But the transformational part of it is the deeper work and the inner journey that as a coach you guide the clients towards getting typically with transformational coaching, you can help them with all areas of their lives. But as I was saying to you earlier, and like I'm found a niche and I'm focusing on the niche. But ultimately, regardless of what the niche is, transformational coaching is essentially helping your client go on a deeper self-discovery journey, essentially.
And what is your niche? What direction are you going into?
Thank you for asking, because I probably would have forgot to tell you. My niche is essentially ambitious women who are likely stressed out, burnt out. So they're considered successful, but at what cost? They've probably burnt themselves out trying to achieve this level of success. And guess what? They don't feel fulfilled. So my niche is actually working with these professional women and helping them find a more deeper meaning of fulfillment and helping them paint their own version of success as opposed to what they believe to be success, essentially, or what society has told them to be success. So that's my niche.
Okay. And you talked about having a podcast
Yes, I
and
do.
hosting a podcast. Tell me a little bit about your podcast.
So the podcast is called The Fierce Feminine Rising. I was actually just trying to do a quick intro for my social media to explain it. But so I'm a spiritual person and there is a spiritual inspiration for even the name The Fierce Feminine Rising. But ultimately I believe as humans we all have masculine and feminine energy. And the Fierce Feminine Rising is essentially the I would say the merging of both energies to become a more fulfilled whole person. Like in order to feel whole and fulfilled, the whole idea is to have a way to balance those two energies, if that makes sense. But that's pretty
Wow.
much and it's and but so that's the spiritual side of it. But there's so many benefits for that because again, it helps you feel more content and more whole basically and just happy with yourself in general, to be honest.
Okay. And have you always been in this area of work? Have you always been in the transformational, the kind of coaching, like looking at women's femininity and linking it with their masculinity? Have you always been in that area, or is it something new for
Good,
you? Or
good question. It's yes and no. So my background is psychology, my undergrad is psychology, and originally my pathway was to study occupational psychology, but I ended up in working in human resources. So I've always coached women in the professional space when I've had the opportunity through HR. But no, this is a part of me that I've always kept to myself. And a lot of it is inspiration from my own personal journey and my own self healing of the last 10 years, essentially, because I'm like, hang on a minute, why am I keeping this behind closed doors? Most likely there's other women who need this and they can actually benefit from this. But no, so I've always, and in the past I have done some coaching, but my emphasis back then was on relationship coaching, romantic relationships. This is the first time I'm more into the spiritual side of merging those energies together to make you feel more whole.
Okay, fantastic, fantastic. Well, you know what? I am so glad to have you on here today. It was really nice to hear what you do. And I know that there are going to be loads of my subscribers who are going to want to know exactly where they can get in contact with you. So could you tell me where we could get in contact with you about your socials?
Great question. So I've tried my best to keep it all one name. So the podcast is called The Fierce Feminine Rising. You can find it on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And I also have an Instagram at the moment called The Fierce Feminine Rising. So I can send you the name, but on Instagram, for example, it's all one word, but it's The Fierce Feminine Rising. So yes, that's it. Those are the only three platforms for now.
Okay, well, that's absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for coming on here today. It's been great to talk to you, and I hope to have you on again soon.
Thank
Bye
you,
for now.
Rona. Bye. Take care.
Bye bye. Oh my God, I can't wait to have Ori back. She is so good and her podcast is so great. And I'm going to get a chance to be interviewed on her podcast, just like I'm interviewing her today. So it's a bit of like exchanges, no robbery type thing. So all Ori's details will be in the description box below. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to check out my website on the selfhelphubforwomen.co.uk. That's the selfhelphubforwomen.co.uk. And it's not selfish to take care of yourself. Bye bye for now.